Both of your pathways of your breathing are wide open. It ties into your consciousness. We literally get brain fog. Hi. Today we're going to talk about a Kriya, K-R-I-Y-A. Kriya comes from the Kundalini world most commonly, but it means act or action or discipline. So a Kriya can be something that you do breath work, physically, or you can do a mantra for a Kriya. I've done a Kriya, a Kundalini Kriya that gives you energy and vitality, and I've done the same Kriya all of the year. So typically you'll do a Kriya for 40 days at a time. The idea is after 40 days you will have the full effects of the Kriya. So the Kriya that I do, I like to show you some of the movements because they're very powerful. And then later on I'll actually do physically the full Kriya so that you can see it in its full manifestation. But Kriyas are very powerful. I love combining the different styles of yoga, and that's one of the things from Kundalini that I love the most is the Kriya. So in a Kriya, it's a set flow of specific poses that are followed in a specific order so that you can get the results. So there's a Kriya for creativity, there's a Kriya for anxiety, a Kriya for overcoming illness, there's a Kriya to raise your immune system. Very powerful. So what I like to do is, before I talk about things, is to kind of test them out. So I've been doing this particular Kriya for going on 1 year now, and it's been very, very life-changing. One of the things that I noticed right away is stamina, the strength in my whole physical disposition. I'm stronger than I feel like I've been in a very, very long time. Also, the other thing is I struggle with weight loss. I go up and down. I yo-yo diet with the best of them. Since I've been doing the Kriya, I've steadily, incrementally, over time, started to lose the excess weight, the excess belly fat, and the excess weight around my entire body, from my top of my head down all the way through my legs. So it's a very, very powerful movement. So one of the opening movements is Surya breath. So Surya breath, the left nostril is closed completely the entire time. You take your left hand and you close off the left nostril. A lot of times I see people with their hands like this, fingers all twisted. Ideally, you want to keep the fingers pointing up. And it gets a little taxing, especially when you first start to do this, but if you tuck the elbow into the body, it makes it so much easier. And you allow the fingers to rest against the brow bone. When you do this, now you can totally relax. So I'm choosing to take Yan Mudra here and on top of it. So for 5 minutes, you're just going to breathe in and out of the nose of the right nostril for 5 minutes, just completely focusing on one side of breathing. So what Surya breath is, it activates your solar system. So your solar system is your own inner solar system. Your solar plexus is where we take light energy in. It's where nourishment happens. It's where digestion happens. So Surya breath taps into that. And what's amazing about Surya breath is, although you're only breathing in one side of your nostril, it ties into the sun center and it ties into the energy pathways that balances both sides of your breathing. So once you've done Surya breath for 5 minutes and you take that next breath, both of your pathways of your breathing are wide open. It ties into your consciousness. We literally get brain fog. So we have to take time to clear out our brain. So Surya breath literally goes in there and it clears out that brain brain fog. It clears out the brain fog. So try it. So that's the opening stage to the Kriya. The next movement in the Kriya is one of the classic movements in all of Kundalini yoga. This is considered one of the most powerful moves on the planet. Very simple in its structure. So you interlace the fingers together. You point the index finger and the arms are as straight as you can possibly make them. So in Kundalini yoga, the term Sat Nam Sat means truth is my identity. Sat Nam means truth is my identity. So in Kundalini Yoga, one of the focuses is to get to your true identity, to connect with yourself. So holding this position, you would say Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. So as I'm saying Sat, my belly draws in. As I say Nam, my belly relaxes. As I draw in, etc. I'm also squeezing as I lift and draw in. I'm squeezing my bathroom muscles. So if you know this movement, it's called Mula Bandha in yoga. So Sat Nam, Sat Nam. There's 2 rounds of that for at least 2 minutes each. After this Kriya, you come back down onto your bottom. This is one of my favorite all-time movements in Kundalini Yoga. Whenever I teach this, I'm always marveled at how stiff people are. You know, yoga practice really is so disciplined. There are times when you just have to be structured and rigid. The one thing I love about Kundalini Yoga, you don't have to do that. You get to be free and you get to move. So in this next movement, you sit in a cross-legged seat, and then you inhale in, pull the chin and the chest up. You exhale, pull back. Inhale up, and you exhale, pull back. So keep the chin level. You don't want to do this. You want to keep the chin level. So you're isolating this movement right down the middle of the body. So you can say Sat Nam if you'd like to, but you inhale in, exhale back. So I see people do this. So I'm literally using using my own body as a tool. So I'm really gripping here and pulling my body. I'm using my body as a lever. It's almost like you're on a ride, but you're the actual ride. So the looser you can make this, the freer you can, because this really unlocks the spine. So this movement, you do this movement for 2 minutes. The next movement in the Kriya is, it is not my favorite. It's pretty intense, but I'm happy to say I've mastered it. It's called frog pose. Frog pose is a doozy because it challenges your ego. It's an ego eradicator. So you come up onto the balls of your feet come together. You arch down, and trust me, when I first started doing frogs, I was dying. So if you're dying, try to do as many as you can. But the idea is that you do 26 of them. So the idea is you're here like I guess it kind of looks like a frog. You inhale here and exhale. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fall forward. All the while staying up on the toes, balls of the feet. Inhale, look up. Exhale, straighten those legs out. Inhale up and exhale down. When I first started frog, I think my frog was like this. I could barely bend. But again, with consistency and over time, like anything in life, I can safely say I feel like I've now mastered frog. Okay? So 26 rounds of frog. 26. When you first start, it feels like you are about to die. But I swear to you, if you make it through, you feel so strong and so refreshed. So it's such a simple movement, but your upper body is getting strength. Your legs get strong, strong, strong. After doing frog, you get the opportunity to catch your breath. So you come back onto your knees. And for me, I have knee issues. Being a dancer, kind of injured myself. So my knees are very sensitive. So I always use cushion under my knees whenever I'm sitting in a position like this. So the next movement I really like a lot. It releases the neck muscles, releases stress and tension. You're just simply going to inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Relax the shoulders. Just let the chin, don't force it, just naturally turn to the left and to the right. And you do that like 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. And finally, you come back down to your seat. I'm actually going to come off of my cushion. Come back to a cross-legged seat. Again, another free movement. Kundalini Yoga is about free movements, like opening up the body. So in this position, you inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Inhale to the right, exhale to the left. So Kundalini yoga can be very active, and it's active for a reason. You know, what they believe is sometimes you can't meditate away. Sometimes you can't think it away. Sometimes you just got to go in there and move it out of the way. So a lot of the Kundalini movements are active to physically, it's like I'm going to physically just move this stiffness, this stagnation out of the way. And the final movement is back in a meditative seat. You can sit in Gyan Mudra, Anjali Mudra, two of the classics. I have been practicing Varjan Mudra, so I'm going to take this mudra. So for 2 minutes, I'm going to draw my navel center in. I'm going to lift that energy up. I'm going to squeeze Mula Bandha, which are my bathroom muscles, and I'm going to breathe in and out of the nose. With my eyes closed, I'm going to cast my gaze up towards the center of my brow, my third eye. So I'm going to squeeze, keep drawing in. My belly muscles don't stay taut. As they release, you just draw them right back in. But you do your best to squeeze and hold that navel energy for as long as you can. Casting the gaze up towards the middle of the brow. 2 minutes of this. When the 2 minutes conclude, you simply relax. You let your energy return. You let your energy soften. And that's the end of the practice. So on one of the next episodes, I will actually take you through the whole process. And what I love about this Kriya is it's about 22 minutes. It's just 22 minutes of your time a day, and your life will be transformed. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you could hit the like button, I'd so appreciate it. If you subscribe to my channel, I'd really be honored. Thank you so much. Namaste.